Hello, 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 my amigos. Welcome aboard, welcome aboard. Hold on to your hats because it's time for liftoff.
T-minus 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
1,
Ready?
0.
Let's go.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. And get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name. On Vaughn Radio. It's the show. Let's go.
All right, amigos. Welcome aboard the non-stop rocket ship to wherever you want to go. It's called The Show with No Name, and it's on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget, guys, download our free app. If you don't have our app, you are missing out. You're missing out on some of the greatest programs out there, like Kyle Miller's Drive Time, or Tosh Pasqua's Back to Basics. I mean, these are some of the greatest linguist learning. Oh boy. These are some of the greatest English learning materials, resources, radio shows, call them what you will. And they're free every day. All you have to do is download the free Vaughn Radio app and you're good to go. Estás en marcha. You are good to go. And you'll have everything, all the English you need, including every different accent under the sun. And you'll have it all in the palm of your hand. You'll have it all at your fingertips, a tu alcance. We say en la punta de los dedos. And all you have to do is just download the free app. Now, if you don't have space on your phone, no problem. You can also listen to us on Spotify, iVox, or Apple Podcasts, and this way you can download the shows that you miss or that you can't tune into live. So there are many, many different ways to participate on Vaughn Radio, and most of our shows are participative. Odio decir esa palabra, pero me ha salido. Participative. All right, let's read some comments from our students who are checking in. Speaking of participative, ¿por qué me meto ahí otra vez? Speaking of participation, let's see what our students have to say. Jose Maria Hermosilla, a superstar student in the house, and let's see what he has to say. He has to say, "Good morning, Alberto and friends. I freaking love this show." Good morning, Alberto and friends. I freaking love this show. Tío, para ese freaking te vas a llevar un totally native. Es que es muy nativo ese freaking. I freaking love this show. Se puede decir freaking o friggin, y es una forma más suave para no decir fucking, ¿no? Puedes decir, man, I fucking love this show. Pero un poco más suave, y queremos añadir énfasis, we say I freaking or I friggin love this show. Let's see. Fran Javier, what's up, Fran? Good morning, buddy. He says, congrats on your new Toy Story 4, Alberto. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the phone. Hold the phone 1 second. I wish it was my project, but really the people responsible for this project, the Disney Vaughn project, are obviously some people over at Disney. I don't know who they are, but Ximena Holiday, Ruben Palomero, Carmen Vallejo, Claudia. I mean, so many amazing professionals went into creating the Disney Vaughn collection. And every Saturday, starting last Saturday, you'll get a new Disney book. And it's not just a story in English and in Spanish, but it also has English activities. It is amazing in every sense of the word. I mean, when I look at it, visually, it's just beautiful, which is very, very important for kids, right? That visual aspect. And the audio, well, I did that audio and I did it to the best of my ability. So you guys, I'll tell you what, I have the list here. I can tell you which ones are coming out and when. Let me just check it. I have it in my phone. So the first one was Toy Story 4. Again, you can pick these up at newsstands with El Marca or El Mundo. El Marca, bueno, Marca or El Mundo. Some people call it El Marca. So Toy Story 4 just came out. The second one is Frozen. After that, we've got Monsters, Inc. We got Vaiana after that, The Lion King, Aladdin. I know you say Aladdin, we say Aladdin. The next one is The Lion King. Oh, no, I already said that one. The Jungle Book, Beauty and the Beast, Cars, Tangled, Rainy Day Fun with Mickey, The Little Mermaid, Mulan, Ratatouille, Coco, Cinderella, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, The Incredibles, Raya, and The Last Dragon. What an extensive collection. That is absolutely amazing. And you guys can pick it up, as I said, every Saturday with El Mundo. If you got it, we'd love to hear your feedback. Remember, you can contact me on social media and, of course, share your feedback with us. But thanks. I'm very proud to just, have voiced a couple characters and narrated, but I really didn't do the hard work. But a nice round of applause for Ximena, who led the project, and her team. That's right. I know she's very, very proud of her project. There's my dad. Speaking of proud, what's up, Dad? A proud grandpa, because today is my daughter's 3rd birthday. Oh, isn't that beautiful? It's her 3rd birthday, and it's awesome. I can't believe it. Time doesn't fly by. Time whizzes by. So what's up, Grandpa, proud Grandpa? He says, good morning, Alberto, and family and friends. Greetings from Greenwood Lake, New York. All right. Eva Santa Maria says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Eva. Let's see. 100% True says, are those Christmas lights behind you? I don't know. Not really. They're like made for shelves, so they're a little bit smaller than Christmas lights. But yeah, same thing, I guess. Same idea. I'm always playing with my background. As you guys know, I have a studio/office. And, well, I like to surround myself with things I love. And, well, I've got planes. I've got the Spanish flag. I've got the American flag. I've got my books. And I've got the Disney collection. That's going to be kept in here. Even though it's for Lara, I just have a feeling that it's going to be preserved a little bit better here in my office. Hola, hola, Caracola says, morning. I love that one, morning. No hay que decir ni good, eh? Why? If we haven't, depends on how much coffee we've had. Let's see. Sophia says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Sophia. And is that another Sophia? Oh, no, same Sophia there. Okay. I see what happens. Okay, let's see. We've got some more comments. Marta says, good morning, guys. Let's enjoy our favorite show, Good vibes, good vibes. Let's see. Jose Maria Hermosilla says, good morning and friends. Oh, I already looked at that one. I love this show. I think that we see them all here. Sometimes I get confused with the comments, guys. I don't know which ones I've read and which ones I haven't. Okay, wait, here we go. Jose Maria says, 3 years of happiness in the Alonso house. No doubt about it, Jose Maria. Marta says, oh, very happy birthday to Lil Lara. Me encanta Lil ese. Lil es como diríamos, escribiríamos little, Lil. So there's a totally native for Marta. Oh, yeah, Marta saying, my Lil Lara. It's her 3rd birthday. It's unbelievable. Let's see. Cristina says, it's true. It's Lara's birthday. Congrats, Lil Lara. Me encanta que todos le ponéis el Lil, como Larita. I still remember the day she was born. Oh, man. Well, the middle of the night she was born, you mean. Oh, man, that was the calm before the storm, my amigos, the calm before the storm. So thank you so much for all your comments. I will give her lots of kisses and hugs from all of you guys on your behalf, como se dice, en vuestro nombre. Fran says, oh, Lara's 3rd birthday. Happy birthday to your little princess. Those are the greatest moments. Have lots of fun. Thank you, everybody. Paco says, many happy returns. Sweetheart Laura. Well, just one thing, te sobra una U. It's not Laura, it's Lara, and it's her birthday, and we're going to be celebrating all day long, all day long. And I think we can kick off with a section where we put you to the test and we make sure that you are following us on social media. It's called Pop Quiz. Oh, oops. Yeah, you guys have to know how to say that in English, especially if you're clumsy. Yeah, oops. Es como muchas O's y luego PS. Oops. It reminds me of Steve Urkel. Oops. Did I do that? All right, amigos. Well, before we get into our pop quiz, it dawned on me, it dawned on me that I had some comments to read here. Some comments that came from your fellow students. As I said, I get comments from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Thankfully, you guys are always commenting on my content, my shows, my books, whatever. So I really appreciate that. And from time to time, I like to share what you guys say. And, because I'll tell you something. There are times, the other day, Borislav, for example, is the first one that comes to mind. Borislav said, he sent me a message saying, dude, the show just keeps getting better with age. And I was just like, he's something along those lines. Algo así, something along those lines. And it just made my day. So I'm going to share some comments now that I've gotten. I even got a comment from Veronica in Peru. That's right, Veronica in Peru. And we're going to read what she wrote as well. But I'm going to start with another one here because, well, Veronica, I love it. Hers is handwritten. Escrito a mano. It's handwritten. Cuidado con la pronunciación. It's wrote, written, right? No, written. He oído gente decir written cuando es written. All right, let's get some music going here. Why not? Carlos writes, Alberto Alonso. Greetings from Toronto, Canada. You're the best. Oh, wow. I learned a lot of English listening to you. I think 9 or 8 years ago, working and listening live at 4 a.m. Oh my God. That's dedication, Carlos. And I think in Spain, it was 10 a.m. Well, 10:30, same thing. I love the show with no name, and I always refer your show to my friends or recommend. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Carlos. Machus said, thanks for being so cheerful, risueño, and nice with me and my husband at the book fair. Oh, well, that's just me. You are one of a kind. Eres único. Totally native. Pues te lo has merecido, Machus. Thanks, Richard, for keeping on being on the grounds at the book fair with the other master and one of a kind, Alberto Alonso. I appreciate it so much that you took a picture with us, and looking forward to the next one to take a picture with Richard. Thank you so much, Machus. And this is our friend Veronica, all the way from Peru. She came by our offices in Madrid. Remember, we're at 69 Orense Street. And Veronica says, hi, Alberto. Just as I promised, I'm here in Madrid buying your books. Oh, awesome. I'm eager to let you know how grateful I am with your guidelines, your encouragement, and your passion. I'm on this journey, the one that you inspired in my soul to go the next step farther. Thanks for being there as my inspiration to continue every day, day in, day out. Your Peruvian student, Veronica. Wow. Guys, what can I say? I'm just moved. I'm totally moved that you guys, would say such nice words to me, and that you would actually take the time, because I know it's time consuming to sit down and write a paragraph or two, just in English, which isn't even your language. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. These comments, this feedback that I get from you guys is without a doubt what keeps me going, okay? It's my fuel, as I always say, mi fuel. All right, so let's take a look at our pop quiz now. I made you wait a little bit, but I like to read comments that I get from fellow students of yours because, well, maybe they'll inspire you to take your English to the next level. As we saw from all 3 of those students, they are psyched. Están mentalizados. And when somebody is psyched, when somebody is pumped, no? Listo, pumped, we say in American English, they're unstoppable. And those 3 people, Machus, Veronica, and Carlos, are unstoppable. So a shout out to you 3 and everybody who always sends us lovely comments. Okay, today's pop quiz is from a post of mine on social media. If you're not following me, if you're not following Vaughn on social media, now's a good time to do that because you can learn English with us. I'm going to start posting the homophone section. I'm going to start posting that as little videos, or as they're called now, reels. A reel es una bobina. So think about it. It's like a short little flick, another way of saying movie. And they're very popular, and I guess they're great because it's about 30 seconds, and you can look at the word burn and barn, or whatever word. So follow me, follow my colleagues, follow Vaughn on social media, and this way you make sure you are learning all night long and all day long. I don't know what it is today, but I have this obsession with Lionel Richie. Hey, wow. All right, well, here we go then. I posted this because we had an episode of FYI. Remember, FYI is my produced podcast. Wherever you listen to your Vaughn podcasts, you can find For Your Inglés. Don't search for FYI because there are a lot of programs called FYI. But if you search for Your Inglés, well, in that case, you will definitely be able to find it. And you'll see my picture. You'll see my mug. I think the translation of my mug is mi jeta. Pero no era mug, taza. Yeah, but also it's jeta. Ooh, that could be a good double trouble. I don't want my mug on a mug. Okay, hey, if it helps you remember it, job done. So I posted a picture of me circa 2000, maybe 1999, and it was I put a younger me, un yo más joven, on the Brooklyn Bridge. I'll take you to Brooklyn, the Bronx, and other hip hop. And then I used a word here. And I used a word. Let's look at what it would be in Spanish, because I know a couple different meanings of it. But it's a place where it thrives, donde prospera tal cosa. Thrive, palabrones hoy. Okay, so refugio, lugar de calma, un paraíso de tal cosa. Okay, so it's a place where that is, it's the norm. Okay, and it's a weird word here. It's a weird word. So it starts with an H. I can give you that. It starts with an H. A younger me on the Brooklyn Bridge. I'll take you to Brooklyn, the Bronx, and other hip-hop, okay, núcleos, centros, in this week's episode of FYI. All right, so what is the word I left out? ¿Cuál es la palabra que omití? And can you use it in context, preferably in your own context? All right, I'll read some more comments over here in the meantime. Leonardo says, happy birthday, Lara. You are now an older person that goes to school and no longer a little brat. Have an incredible day. Thank you so much, Leonardo, for shouting her out. Even though she went to school, she went to nursery school last year, but that was just a few hours. So this is a little bit longer, but she's a big girl. She's such a big girl, and I am so proud of her. Proud daddy over here. Born to Iron Man says, good morning, friends, and happy birthday, Lara Alonso. Thank you so much, Born to Iron Man. Let's see. Vero says, good morning, beautiful people, and happy birthday, little Lara. Wow, guys, I'm going to have to give her a lot of kisses from all the greetings I've been getting from all of you. So thank you for being so kind to me and my family. Let's see, J.M. Hermosilla, he's taken a stab at today's pop quiz, and he says it's a good thing to go back to your haven from time to time. Excellent job, J.M. Hermosilla. Let's give him a nice round of applause. That's right. So a haven, refugio, haven. Say it with me because I can understand why people might want to pronounce it like heaven, right? Heaven es el cielo, right? Heaven. You like that sound effect, don't you? So heaven es el cielo. Haven es un paraíso, un refugio, un lugar de calma, un lugar donde se respira la palabra que viene delante. So excellent job over there, J.M. Hermosilla. You got it. The word is haven, and you used it in context as well. It also reminds me of a tax haven. ¿Qué sería a tax haven? A tax haven, I think you say paraíso fiscal. So if I think of a tax haven, I think of the Cayman Islands. I think of Andorra, right? These are places that are known as tax havens. We also use another word too, which is the more common word when we're speaking literally. Okay, so when we're speaking un refugio, un sitio para cubrirme, to cover myself from the storm. Well, we would say shelter. De hecho, hay una expresión. I need some shelter from the storm. Some shelter. Y hay una canción de los Rolling, by the Rolling Stones, called Gimme Shelter, protección. So a little bit different. The words mean the same thing, but the difference, they are a bit different there. So, and let's look at the pronunciation again. So, paraíso, refugio, haven. Say it with me, please, aloud. Haven. Okay? The next word, which is el cielo, heaven. Heaven. I can think of a lot of songs that have heaven in it. The first one that comes to mind is, ooh, baby, do you love that's worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. Guys, we are off to our first commercial break, but we'll be back in 2 minutes with tons more Show with No Name. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the Show with No Name. That's right, folks. It's the Show with No Name. And if you are tuned in to the live stream, I am showing everybody the new Toy Story 4 Disney English book. That's right, it's the first one from the collection, and I think that's magical. Angelic, even. Oh, yeah. That's right, Toy Story 4 is available now. I've already got my copy, and it is absolutely beautiful, downloadable audio. If you guys haven't started, you're not too late. I mean, it's just the first one in the collection. If we were like 15 or 10 into the collection, I'd say, man, what were you doing? But you can still catch up. Puedes alcanzar o actualizarte. And as I said, the first one, Toy Story 4. It's a voice you know and recognize. My voice, amigos. All right, but we've got so much to do, so we're going to put the pedal to the metal because it's time for today's Say What? Say what? What? That's right, folks. That's right. It's the Say What soundbite only on the show with no name. And as always, this is where I'm going to play a clip of a famous person speaking. And I want you guys to tell me who the person is. Well, that's not the most important part. Let's go back. I want you to tell me, more importantly, what the person is saying. But I want you to tell me in your own words. And also, if you can place the accent. El acento. Okay, that's an important thing too. If you can place the accent, what's going on. And our ultimate goal is, after the fourth listen, to write down word for word what we hear. So are you guys ready? This is the Say What soundbite for the first time. Please write down what you hear.
Too much because I've been so busy on the road, and normally I have like a big Easter gathering. We always celebrate. I give my son like a massive Easter party.
Okay, she's talking a mile a minute, right? But can anybody follow along? Did anybody get the gist of it? La idea principal, the gist of it? All right, I'm going to give you a second, and then I'm going to play it again. And I want to hear your observations. Remember, use your best English. This is a perfect opportunity to impress your English teacher. And what better thing to do in your English class than impress your English teacher with your English, right? Okay, so here we go, guys. This is the Say What soundbite for the second time. Write down what you hear.
I didn't get to do much because I've been so busy on the road, and normally I have like a big Easter gathering. We always celebrate. I give my son like a massive Easter party.
All right, I'll give you one of the words there. Gathering. Juntada, quedada, gathering. That's a good word. And speaking of gatherings, guys, I hope you have marked your calendars, because the 21st of September, 2022, my good friend Kyle Miller, the host of Drive Time, hosting a trivia night at Roll Madrid. It's Calle de Amaniel, number 23. Acuérdate, en inglés es 23 Amaniel Street, Wednesday, September 21st, 2022. Don't miss it. It's going to be tons of fun, and it's free. That's my buddy Kyle Miller hosting that. And I'm crossing my fingers. I really hope I can make it. Acudir. Yeah, this is a very native way to say acudir. You can say, I'm hoping I can go, but I would say I'm hoping I can make it. I have a couple things pending that I might have to take a trip, un viaje. And well, I don't want to say I'm going to be there 100%, but I plan to be there. All right. So let's take a look and see what you guys heard in today's Say What soundbite. Remember, you hear that soundbite another 2 times. So that's good. You'll have another 2 times to digest that. Okay, let's see. Carlos says, is that your female double? Okay, well, vamos a empezar con mayúscula, ¿no? Is that your female double? I wonder, because she speaks like a motor mouth, while at the same time has very good diction. These are awesome. Seriously, awesome observations. Yeah, the person's like me in that aspect. She speaks a mile a minute, but she seems to find a way to speak clearly at the same time. So maybe it's an actress. I studied acting. I don't know. Hey, I love it when you guys become little detectives here. Okay, let's see. Hola, hola, caracola says, I could hear an American woman, stay away from me. I could hear an American woman talking about her hectic agenda. Very good. I love how you summed it up. Lo has resumido muy bien. Lo único, we have to correct hola, hola, caracola. American nacionalidades en inglés van con mayúscula. But excellent, excellent job over there. Let's see. Fran Javier says a young woman is talking about a family Easter gathering. I think that's pretty spot on. So the good thing is, even though this person was speaking a mile a minute, you guys seem to be able to follow along. Great. Excellent. That's good news for you guys. That means you have really trained your ear. Okay, J.M. Hermosilla says it sounds like a young woman who's been on a roll. Ooh, buena expresión. She's been on a roll in racha as she I don't know what you want to say there, always ready to throw a party and celebrate parties with her son. Do you know, J.M. Hermosilla, I was going to give you a totally native, but that chassis thing confused me, man. But yes, you are on point with your observations. We've also got some other people participating. Alex says, it sounds like an American young woman saying that she's being busy. You don't have, the being is no sobra. She's busy working on a film role. She also talks about her son and the gathering that she usually prepares for him on Easter. Spot on, Alex. Excellent job. Let's see, Oscar. Oscar says, let's take a stab at it. Vamos a intentarlo. Great. De hecho, let's give him a totally native. There you go, Oscar. Totally native. To take a stab at it. It may be an American woman thanking some people for gathering to celebrate her son's party. Guys, this is wonderful because you all heard the same thing. There are times when I'm like, what did you hear and what did you hear? Did you guys, are you listening to the same show? But today we are all listening to the same show. We are all on the same wavelength. ¿Te suena? Estamos en la misma onda. We were all on the same wavelength. Leonardo says, I think she's an American lady who has been too busy. Too busy. Demasiado. Vamos a pronunciar esa palabra, por favor, todos en voz alta. Busy. No basi. He oído basi muchas veces. Busy. Busy. It's like that easy sound. El zzz, busy. So, who has been too busy lately preparing her son's birthday along with an Easter party. Wow. Her son will have a big bash. And Leonardo, we're going to give you a totally native for big bash. Fiestón. Wow, guys, I'm throwing a lot of totally natives out there today. Excellent job. Does anybody else want to participate before we move on to our spelling bee? Because we've got a lot of stuff to do, but of course, I never want to leave anybody out if you want to participate. So if you'd like to participate, you have about another minute or two. But in the meantime, let's go right into today's spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
Ow, ow, I got stung. Me picó. I got stung. Remember, a bee stings, and if you're the victim, you got stung. Great word to know over there. Because it's weird. I was talking about this with my daughter the other day. Mosquitoes bite and bees sting. And it reminds me of Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. All right, well, my amigos, it's time for our spelling bee. As always, I'm going to give you a list. Everything on this list is linked. And what I want you guys to do is tell me what the link is, and obviously tell me what the 6 words are that we're looking at, okay? These are all places. So we got to put a capital letter. They start with a capital letter. They're places, okay? Are you guys ready? Here we go. The first one is Tarryton. The second one is Sleepy space Holllow. The next one is Katonah. The next one is Cold space Spring. The next one is Beacon. And the last one is Pougkeypsie. Those are your 6 spelling bee words. We'll see if somebody can get them on the first go. If not, don't worry, because I will go through that list again, as you guys know, at a more normal pace, ¿no? Una velocidad un poco más normal. And ladies and gentlemen, unfreaking believable. I don't think I could get it that fast myself. Please give it up for your classmate, Carlos. Wow. I'm looking at them and they all look right. Unbelievable. Carlos. All right. Looks like Jose Maria as well. I think. Oh, no. Jose Maria, you got a mistake in there. Born to Iron Man. It looks like you got it. But the first person today, Carlos. Nice job. Great that 3 of you got it. And all right. Well, 2 of you got it perfect. But our winner is Carlos. Now, remember, don't let it get you down if you didn't get it, because I wouldn't have gotten it either. So here's for the rest of us. Here's the first word. The first word, remember, these are places, as I said before. So they start with a capital letter. The first one is Tarryton. Okay? The next one is Sleepy space Holllow. The next one is Katonah. The next one is Cold space Spring. The second to last one, the fifth one, is Beacon. And the last one is Pough. Right? Yeah. Let me make sure I look. Let me look at it on my list here. Pougkeypsie. Okay? Carlos, you got it over there. I was just making sure. All right, let's take a look at these words. I see some other people are figuring them out now, which is great news. There's Cristina. There's Marta as well. Excellent job to all of you guys. Carlos is our winner, but so many people participated. That is wonderful news. Wonderful, wonderful news. Well, these are all towns along the Hudson River. That's right. These are famous towns that are in New York a lo largo de the Hudson River. El Rio Hudson, which, as you guys know, it's such an important river. The one that runs right by New York City, right through New York City, right between New Jersey and New York City. Remember, there are 2 rivers. You got the Hudson River on the west side, and you've got the East River, obviously, on the east side. But a lot of people, when they think of New York, they don't, they think of the big city. They don't think about these little towns that are just beautiful. Some of them are even hamlets, right? Remember, the word hamlet is aldea in Spanish. So the first one is Tarrytown, okay? And this is just 25 miles north of the nation's biggest city, New York City. So just think about that. Here you've got nature, and you've got the city, the biggest city in the United States, right next door. That's one of the great things about where my dad lives as well. I have a lot of family that lives in the Hudson Valley, El Valle de Hudson. It's a beautiful area. There are wineries. I mean, there's so much to discover in the Hudson Valley. So Tarrytown, very famous, beautiful, beautiful place. And there's a river walk, like a scenic Hudson River walk, where you can just walk along the river. It's absolutely beautiful. The next one probably rings a bell, and it's adjacent to Tarrytown, so still very close to the city. And remember, one thing they all have in common is these are all along the Hudson River. And Sleepy Hollow, does that one ring a bell? The Headless Horseman? Sleepy Hollow, the one and only Sleepy Hollow. And it's got a lot of charisma. It's got old churches, cemeteries, just like you imagined it. Sleepy Hollow. The next one I'm not familiar with, but I went to a website that said some of the most beautiful villages in New York, on the Hudson, excuse me, not just in New York. So yeah, these are all in New York, but we're looking at ones that are beautiful on the Hudson. Because, well, let's be honest, when a place is on a river, it's even more beautiful. I think it adds to its beauty tremendously. So the next one, Katona, which, as I said, I've never been there, and I've never heard of it. I've heard of Tarrytown. Everybody's heard of Sleepy Hollow. Well, Katona is great for art and history lovers. And it's about 30 minutes by car north of Sleepy Hollow. And you can take a walking tour. And there are all these buildings, but these are not just buildings. These are buildings that are on the National Register of Historic Places. So we're talking history. And what's great about all these places, too, remember, there's a river nearby, so they've got some really good food. Their agriculture, right? The ground is great. Some great wines from that area as well. Again, this is the other side of New York that a lot of people don't know about, New York State. The next one is Cold Spring, Manantial Fria. I think that makes sense right there. It tells you one of the attractions. And this is north of West Point. And West Point is such a famous place. Why is West Point so famous? Well, West Point is famous because it is a military academy. Some of the most famous generals, I think even presidents, have attended West Point. And absolutely beautiful. It is gorgeous, this academy, if you can ever go check it out. So Cold Spring is not too far from West Point. You could actually do a tour of all of these places, not in one day, but you do like a 1-week tour of New York State. And then you do another week in the city. What I recommend you do is you do a week in the city, you get exhausted, and then you go up there and you have some nice wine and you take some walking tours and stuff like that. So Cold Spring is the next one, as I said, another gorgeous place. It is home to the Hudson Highlands State Park. So there's like a state park there, which is absolutely beautiful. My family, when we were out there in New York where my dad lives, my niece and nephew, they were just in shock, really. I mean, they were like, this is New York? I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. We went to, we would have lunch sometimes on a farm. Pero con el granero ahí, the barn right next to us, and the cows, and having ice cream from those cows. So it's interesting because a lot of people, when you go to New York City, you're like, New York City, but just 40 minutes or 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour outside of New York City, and you are in the country. I'm talking farms. I'm talking about fresh food, pumpkin picking and apple picking. These are some of the things I did as a kid growing up in the Hudson area, the Hudson Valley area. So Beacon is another one. Now, Beacon is about 10 minutes from Cold Spring. And this is interesting because Beacon is a major hub. It's on the line, the Metro North lines, that bring the commuters into New York City. So Beacon, aside from being beautiful, is really well connected. And that's an important thing too, because where my dad lives, he's out in the middle of nowhere, really. But he's got a bus that takes you to Times Square in an hour at the, right at his door. So is he really in the middle of nowhere? And the last one is Poughkeepsie. And this one, I don't know why. For some reason, when I think of Poughkeepsie, I don't think of a very beautiful place. I could be wrong, but this was a list I found over here. Some of the most beautiful towns on the Hudson. And Poughkeepsie, maybe it's the name, Poughkeepsie. But, well, it's beautiful. You can see the Catskill Mountains. By the way, New York is very mountainous as well. You've got the Catskills, the Adirondacks. You've also got, obviously, the Appalachian Trail. The Appalachian Trail runs right through where my dad lives. Absolutely gorgeous. And again, it's that New York that many people didn't even know existed. But folks, we need to move on because we have so much to do still on today's show. Excellent job in our spelling bee. But right now it's time for homophones.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And as always, this is a part of the show where I see how well you not only know words, vocabulary, but also if you know how to pronounce this vocabulary correctly. Because a lot of people, the one we said before, and we just looked at the word barn. How many people know that burn is B-U-R-N, quemar, arder, y granero is a barn. Pero claro, una cosa es saberlo y otra cosa es pronunciarlo correctamente cuando tienes que decir me quemé. Y no acabas diciendo what's the word? Granero. I always forget that word. Okay. All right. So, as always, I'll give you the two words, and I want you to tell me, A, what the words are in English, and then B, do these two words sound exactly the same or not? Okay. Are you ready? The first word is hueco o vacío. Hueco o vacío. Okay. Si estamos hablando de un valle, interesante. We were just talking about the Hudson Valley. Hondonada. Oh, no sabía esa palabra. Hondonada. That's a weird one there. So the word hueco. También, if we're talking about face, it's demacrado. Okay? It's like, it looks like, it's, and I think of it, when I think of this word, I think of something that you can see through. Okay, something that you can see through. That's our first word, okay? And, oh, I forgot to tell you, we were talking about the Hudson Valley. Why did we talk about these towns on the Hudson Valley today? Well, real simple. Today in 1609, Henry Hudson began his exploration of what would become the Hudson River. And I didn't tell you guys a little fact about the Hudson River. It is 506 kilometers long, and it goes from the Adirondack Mountains all the way down to New York City and then eventually out into the Atlantic. Well, there are a couple other little bodies of water and bays. As you guys know, that's one of the things that makes New York City so popular, at least back then. It's very well protected. We'll see you coming from a mile away. Te vemos venir de lejos. So the first word is hueco. As we said, it has a few other meanings as well. And the second word is something that an angel has over their head. Halo. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly in Spanish. Halo, right? I'm doing that angel sound effect a lot today. So hueco o vacío y la palabra halo. What are those two words in English, and do those two words sound exactly the same or not? We're going to find out more, and we're going to play. We've got movies, music, name that lyric, and so much more up ahead. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, so stick around. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back, amigos. It's time for the second half or third part of the show with no name. Call it whatever you will. Just make sure you join us every Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Don't forget, you got tons of amazing programs on Vaughn Radio all day long, morning, afternoon, and night. Download our free app or catch your favorite programs wherever you listen to podcasts. Or tune in live if you can. Remember, all our programs are interactive, and if you're following us on social media, you'll know how you can participate in all those different sections. Also, a quick reminder, guys, as well, the Remilk, my third book, has just been re-released as This Book is the Milk 2. And it's the same book, different cover, different name, but we've added audio. So I think that's great. It's a nice bonus. If you didn't have the book, now it's the perfect excuse to get it. And if you do have the Remilk, well, contact Vaughn Tienda and they can tell you how you can download the audio. And speaking of downloadable audio, remember with our Disney collection as well, it comes with a code and you can download the audio on Amazon Audible. I already did, and hopefully you guys got your copy as well of the Disney Vaughn collection, Edition 1, Toy Story 4, voiced by yours truly. Voiced es, porque tú puedes en español decir poner la voz, pero en inglés decimos directamente vocear. Oh yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it, folks. All right, well, let's listen to our Say What soundbite, and then we'll take a look at what you guys came up with in the homophone section. So here we go, guys. This is the Say What soundbite for the third time. Please write down what you hear.
I didn't get to do much because I've been so busy on the road, and normally I have like a big Easter gathering. We always celebrate. I give my son like a massive Easter party.
All right, there you go, amigos. I think I have a feeling, I have a hunch that a lot of you guys are going to figure it out. So let's see. We'll see. Prove me right. Prove me right. Prove me wrong es demuestra que no tenga razón. But prove me right means demuestra que tenga la razón, en decir que muchos lo vais a hacer, acertar. Al menos. All right, let's take a look here at our homophones. The first word I gave you was the word hueco, right? So I think of some cookies. Ya estoy pensando en comida. Some have caramel, some have a bunch of things, and some are just empty in the middle, right? I think of a pipe, right? Una tubería, a pipe. And I think of that as well, right? So hueco. Empty inside. Aquí hablan de un tronco hueco, el ejemplo que dan. Vacío. Entonces, como un argumento. I'm sorry, your argument is, no tiene ninguna, no tienes argumento realmente. If we're talking about somebody's face, we can say it can mean demacrado, right? Your cheeks, they go inwards to your cheeks, los mofletes se mueven hacia adentro, okay? Vacío también, insincero, ¿no? So you can be, oh, that comment was very falso, fingido, vacío, right? So that word is hollow, hollow, H-O-L-L-O-W, hollow, hollow. Say it with me, because this is probably the part of the show where you really, really have to say the stuff with me here. Hollow, hollow. Okay, is this wood hollow? Hollow. Okay, and the second word is what an angel has over their head. This aura, this light, this ring. And that's called halo. It's also a popular video game, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so the first person to tell us the words here is J.M. Hermosilla. And he says, okay, well, J.M. Hermosilla, you got the two words right. Hueco is hollow, and halo, no sé si lo estoy diciendo bien en español, corrígeme si no, is halo. So vamos a decir ambas juntas. J.M. Hermosilla says that they're not homophones. All right, well, He has a hollow halo. No, they are not homophones. Excellent job, J.M. Hermosilla. Born to Iron Man. Paco Carame, wow, so many people participating. How great it is to see you guys participating on our homophone section. So say the words with me, hollow, porque es muy, muy importante que lo decimos junto. Hollow, hollow, low. It's like hello, but hollow. Hollow from the other side. Hollow. And the other one is el hard A, halo. All right, I'm sure if you guys play the video game and you connect with people from around the world on the Xbox, well, then you'll know the pronunciation is halo in English. An angel has a halo, and this pipe is hollow. Folks, those are your homophones for today. And since you're doing such a great job, I think I'm going to take you to the movies. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie only on the show with no name. Oh, and by the way, there is a song called Hollow by the group Bush. If you want to hear a really cool song where he repeats that word that we just looked at, definitely, or watch as Chris Valrosa, or you can watch Sleepy Hollow. You can watch Sleepy Hollow if you like. Y mira, fíjate, en ese sentido hemos dicho es un sitio en un valle. So it makes sense now. Y Sleepy es como, this is a sleepy beach town, que no ocurre mucho. Aha, see? And you thought it was just about the Headless Horseman. All right, well, my amigos, talking about movies, we're going to take a look at today's Name That Movie that I've chosen for you, and we'll see if you guys can figure out the movie. Let me give you the trailer. Should I give you the trailer first? Yeah, let me give you the trailer. Let's get some sound effects going over here. Paleoclimatologist must make a daring trek from Washington, D.C. to New York City to reach his sun, trapped in the crosshairs of a sudden international storm, which plunges the planet into a new ice age. Whoa! Whoa! Interesting. Pink Mouse DJ said there's a song by Beyonce called Halo. See, guys? So you got a song called Halo, and you got a song called Hollow. Qué bien. Tenemos ambas en canción. Excellent. Excellent job, guys. I love when you find stuff in pop culture. Can anybody figure out the movie? Jack Hall es el nombre del tío. A paleoclimatologist must make a daring trek. And daring es atrevido. And a trek es una caminata, una cruzada, a trek. Right? We were talking about hiking before. Well, a trek. From Washington, D.C. to New York City to reach his son. Llegar a su hijo. Trapped in the crosshairs. And what are crosshairs? Well, crosshairs are those things on a gun. Like when you look at a target, una diana. The crosshairs. El punto de mira is what you call it in Spanish. Tiene sentido porque parecen dos pelos que se cruzan. In the crosshairs of a sudden international storm, tormenta internacional, which plunges the planet into a new ice age. Oh my God, sounds pretty dramatic, I gotta say. And to plunge, if something plunges something, lo sumerge, lo mete, right? Also, a plunger, a toilet plunger, is something you'll need if you use too much toilet paper and you clog the toilet. All right, let's see if anybody was able to figure out the movie from the trailer I just gave you. Something about a storm. Okay, let's see. All right, well, I gotta tell you, Paco, you were the first one to participate, but I'm not happy with your answer. You kind of made up the title. You gotta remember the capitals thing. Remember, so we're gonna see. As I always say, if somebody else gets it right, we're gonna give it to them. And ladies and gentlemen, that somebody else is Chris Valrol. Nice job, Chris Valrol. It's The Day After Tomorrow. It's a movie that came out in 2004, The Day After Tomorrow. Have you guys seen this movie? It's, I was going to say a classic. Not really. 2004 doesn't make a movie a classic, really, does it? Well, hey, 2004 is 15, I don't know, a while ago, right? So it's The Day After Tomorrow, and this movie stars Dennis Quaid, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Emmy Rossum. And, you know, it's that typical end of days, Armageddon type movie, you know? Armageddon, the final battle over there. And Pink Mouse DJ says, great scenes of an apocalyptic time in New York City. I remember the one happening in the National Library. Well, we're actually going to talk about that scene a little bit. So don't read my mind or don't read my script, Pink Mouse DJ. So this is, I remember when this movie came out. I loved the movie, the soundtrack, La Banda Sonora. And as you were just saying, the shot in front of the New York Public Library was kind of a fake shot. And I'll tell you how. Anybody who's been to the New York Public Library, right by Bryant Park, you'll know, and you'll know it from Ghostbusters too, what's in front of it. There are two statues. Okay, I'll ask you guys. There's a little trivia question. There are two statues that are in front of the New York Public Library. Now, what happened? Well, the studio didn't want to pay the fee, los honorarios, the fee for filming those statues, because those statues are trademarked and they're part of the institution. So what they did in this movie was they didn't film that part. They filmed around it. They filmed the part that was public, the public building, without filming the statues. So when you see it, anybody who really knows that library really well will notice that there are two statues that are missing. Now, they just put lamps there. Hey, you got, if they saved $50,000 or more, $100,000, $250,000 on their final budget there, just by putting lamps instead of statues, I'll do it. I don't know, if I were the producer, and I don't think anybody really caught it in the movie. Obviously, New Yorkers would know it, or big Ghostbusters fans. Does anybody know the answer to the question? They are lions. They are two statues of lions. And I'm not lying. Okay, bad joke. I'm not lying. Yeah, remember in Ghostbusters at the beginning, you see those lions and they're pretty scary looking, and it kind of sets the tone of the movie. Well, you didn't see those, but either way, this movie, man, I love these kind of movies, and you got to think of, the scale, la escala. Even though these days a lot of it is CGI. CGI is computer generated imagery. So it's, okay, we need a storm. Okay, well, I'll just put one in the background. Okay, it's not that easy, but you don't have to really bring in 7,000 kilos of water. It's not necessary, because you can fake it. You can make it on a computer. And they've honestly done an amazing job with CGI. But when I saw Top Gun, for example, Maverick, Top Gun 2, I realized, man, I missed real movies. I missed seeing a real background. You can tell. Your brain knows when something's real and when it's not. At least mine does. Maybe I just have a really, really meticulous eye when it comes to these things. All right, let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen. Jack Hall says on Sam failing calculus. So his son failed, no aprobó, calculus, which is a mathematics class. And he says, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. Peor frase que te puede decir un padre, right? I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. No estoy enfadado, estoy decepcionado. And then Sam says, do you want to hear my side of it? And when we talk about someone's side, su versión. En este caso, side es versión. But you haven't heard my side. No has usado. So it's really good to know that, to hear. And we say in English, talking about sides, there are always three sides. Yours, mine, and the truth. ¿No? Tres versiones de las cosas. La versión a través de tus ojos, la de mía, y luego lo que pasó. So do you want to hear my side of it? And Jack says, Sam, how can there be two sides? ¿Cómo puede haber dos diferentes perspectivas o opiniones aquí? And Sam says, hey, look, I got every question right on the final being the final exam. And the only reason why Mr. Spengler failed me, okay, to fail somebody or to flunk somebody, okay, es no aprobar. He flunked me. He failed me. I can't believe it. Now, también se puede decir no en reflexivo también. I failed. I flunked y luego pones la clase. I flunked math. I flunked trigonometry. I failed, okay? The opposite is to pass, right? In fact, if you want to learn all this vocabulary, there is an episode of FYI that came out, not last week. Last week, the episode on hip-hop came out. But the week before, the episode on universities came out. And we take a look at a lot of the vocabulary that you'll use in a school context, in academia, right? So he says, he failed me. He goes, the only reason why he failed me was because I didn't write out the solutions. And to write es escribir, but to write out es escribirlas enteras. See how it changes a little bit? Write down es apuntar. Write out es explícalo del todo. Write it out, guys. I want to see it. I should tell you that when we do our spelling bee and stuff, or not this, when you have to answer using full sentences. Write it out. Y antes vimos cómo se conjuga. Right? Every day I write things down. Yesterday, I wrote things down. And lately, I've written things down. Ojo, que no es written, it's written. And then Jack says, why not? ¿Por qué no lo escribes, no? Tu fórmula, no lo escribes entero. And Sam says, I do them in my head. Las hago en la cabeza. I do them in my head. And Jack says, did you tell him that? Fíjate, nunca decimos, did you? Porque cuesta mucho, did you? Did you tell him that? Y el him me como la H, fijaos. Dilo como yo. Did you tell him that? Did you tell him that? Did you tell him that? ¿Se lo dijiste? And Sam says, I did. He didn't believe me. No me creyó. He didn't believe me. He said, if he couldn't do them in his head, then I must be cheating. Él dijo que si él no podría hacerlo en su cabeza, I must be cheating. Okay? And to cheat es jugar con trampa. Es engañar, right? So if you're cheating on a test or you're cheating on a person es poniendo los cuernos. And if you're a cheat, se puede usar como sustantivo, eres un tramposo. Don't be a cheat. You're always cheating. You're a cheater. También se puede decir cheat. Don't be a cheat or don't be a cheater. And I love, my favorite is you guys have a pork chop. Una chuletilla? A pork chop? Okay, we call it a cheat sheet, una hoja de engaño. I was talking about cheat sheets with my wife the other day, and her mom said, You go through all this trouble to make these cheat sheets. This was when she was in high school. And you go through all this trouble to make these very, small cheat sheets with perfect lettering. Why don't you just study the material and then you don't have to write it down? It's true. Sometimes we make more of an effort to not make an effort that we end up making more of an effort than we really intended to make. You catch my drift. Yo creo que me pilláis. So he goes, he said that if he couldn't do them in his head, then I must be cheating. And Jack Hall says, well, that's ridiculous. Eso es ridículo. How can he fail you for being smarter than he is? And I've seen many cases of this here, where you saw that a teacher was treating a student, mistreating or, kind of pointing that student out because the student's brilliant. And the teacher's like, oh, really? It happened with a friend of mine. A friend of mine, a very, very communicative guy, very expressive guy. He knows how to play different roles. I think he's got a lot of talent. He works in sales. De hecho, usa ese talento para comercial. And he had an acting teacher that told him after he did a scene that it was shit. He should never be on stage again. And everybody else in the class was crying. And he realized many years later, he goes, that guy was not telling me I was shit because I was shit. The whole class was crying. He was telling me shit. I was a piece of shit, or that I wasn't worth it because he was jealous so you got to be careful of that. Sometimes it happens. Unfortunately, not everybody is a good guy or a good gal. The good thing is, I think most of us are. And then Jack says, well, that's ridiculous. My mom, in the States, we love the word ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How can he fail you for being smarter than he is? And Sam says, well, that's what I said. Eso es lo que te he dicho. Y ojo, no es said. Vamos a pronunciarlo todo juntos, por favor. That's what I said. Said. Okay? Es que he oído said 1000 veces. And then Jack Hall smirks. And a smirk is kind of like that sarcastic smile, a smirk. Are you smirking at me? My mom would say, wipe that smirk off your face, young man. Y esto es sonreír con suficiencia. Con superioridad. It's like a smile, like, I'm smiling, but you're a jerk. And smirk. So it says, Jack Hall smirks. You did? How'd he take it? Howdy. ¿Qué tal? Howdy. Eso es en Texas, se dice, ¿qué tal? Pero es how did he? How did he take it? ¿Cómo se lo tomó? Right? And Sam Hall says, he flunked me. Remember? Y acuérdate, acabamos de ver esa palabra. To flunk. To flunk is another way of saying to fail. All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was today's movie, The Day After Tomorrow. Now, it's time for today's Double Trouble. Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble. That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble only on the show with no name, and I hope you guys are having fun. It's so great to have you on board, laughing and learning English with us. What a pleasure to have you here. Also, a quick reminder, if you want to join us in person, you can come over to Roll Madrid. That's Calle de Amaniel 23, Calle de Amaniel 23, Roll Madrid on Wednesday, September 21st, 2022 for a free trivia night. Oh, yeah. All right, let's take a look at today's Double Trouble over here and see how you guys do. Remember, in this translation here, you have to use the same word twice. Remember, you can use different versions of it. You can use the gerund or the past tense. That's okay. There can be different variations, but the root has to be exactly the same. Okay, so here it is, my amigos. Parece que les da un subidón salir pitando o irse volando. Okay, so parece que les da un subidón salir pitando, irse volando. Como que les mola eso. Les da un chute de adrenalina, right? So parece que les da a ellos un subidón cuando salen pitando o salir pitando. All right, there you go. That's today's Double Trouble. You have to use the same word twice. We're going to a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with the fourth and final part of today's Show with No Name. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget, we got shows all day long. All you have to do is download our free app, and you'll never miss a show. We've got Drive Time with Kyle Miller. We've got Back to Basics with Tosh Pasqua. We've got The Salad with David Boyes. The Random Show with Julia. Wow! So many amazing accents, so many amazing professionals here at Vaughn Radio. It's an honor to be a part of such a dream team. All right, well, we've got so much to cover in this fourth and final part of the show, so let's get right back into things. We need to listen to our Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time. I don't think anybody got it yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here it is, guys. Please write down what you hear.
I didn't get to do much because I've been so busy on the road, and normally I have like a big Easter gathering. We always celebrate. I give my son like a massive Easter party.
All right, there you go. Again, she speaks quickly, but she also speaks Clearly. All right, let's see what you guys came up with over here with our double trouble. Remember, we were taking a look at our double trouble. I think it's an easy one, but I always know that when I look at your comments, and depending on how many people have participated. If only one person participates, I imagine it was pretty tough. But if several of you participate, well, I think it was definitely doable. Asequible, doable. All right, so let's see what we've got then. We've got Paco, and Paco says it looks like they have a rush of adrenaline when they rush. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. So parece que les da. It looks like they have a rush of adrenaline when they rush. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give it to you, Paco. It's right, a little bit different. I expressed it a little bit differently, but we're going to take a look at that in just a moment. But great stuff. So to have a rush, the only thing that's weird there is the structure a little bit. Let's see. Jose Maria Hermosilla, J.M. Hermosilla says, it seems they get a rush when they rush off. That's the one right there. It seems like they get a rush when they rush off. Excellent job. That's exactly what I have written down here. J.M. Hermosilla. Seems like you are on fire lately, buddy. So yeah, to get a rush, okay? And if you want to use a different structure, you can also say, I get a rush out of tal cosa. Okay, ahí sería el out of. Okay? So it seems like they get a rush out of rushing off. Ahí sí que usaríamos el ing. You didn't hear what happened? Well, you rushed off. No, te fuiste corriendo. Rush off, rush. We know the word. I'm sure many of you have heard it before. I'm in a rush. Voy con prisa. I'm rushing. En Estados Unidos siempre hay ese chiste. Oh, man. How you doing, Alberto? Oh, man, I'm Russian. You're Russian? I thought you were Spanish. Bueno, no decimos la G en Estados Unidos, so it sounds like Ruso. The Russian guy was Russian all morning. Hey, but that's what this section is about. That's what homophone's about. That's what the joke section is. All of this stuff is about playing with the words, feeling comfortable in the language, laughing at the language, right? Because we said the other day, and we say it a lot, it's all about how you approach it. Como lo enfocas. If you look at it like, oh, this is a chore, it's something like going to the dentist or something, well, of course, it's going to be tough. But if you look at it like, oh, wait to learn some new stuff in English today, let's see, you're ready. You're ready to go. There's no way you're not going to learn new stuff because you already told yourself that you were going to learn new things. So you have the right attitude. All right, so yeah, to get a rush, what gives you a rush? I mean, that's the good way to think about it. I get a rush out of seeing my daughter have fun, right? I used to get a rush out of snowboarding, right? Oh man, that was the ultimate rush. Y piénsalo, because rush is como un chute. So if you think about this, it's a rush of adrenaline through your blood, como una corriente de adrenalina, un chute, a rush. And to rush off. Now, this is really interesting. To rush in versus to rush off. Pues ya hemos dicho que rush off es salir pitando. I like that one. To leave whistling. But what about to rush in? I know you've heard it in music. Wise men say only fools, you guys, rush in, for I can. Yeah, to rush in, entrar con prisas. So rush off or rush out. To rush out is si estás en una habitación. But rush off is more open. You know, you can be inside, outside. You rushed off. Could have been at a meeting. It could have been in your car, right? So rush in is the opposite. Entrar con prisas. Pero también es hacer las cosas apurados, ¿no? Haciéndolo sin pensar. wise men say. Los hombres sabios dicen, only fools rush in, but I can't help. So rush in, rush out, rush around. También significa vas de un lado para otro. O sea, that's what happens. When you learn the word rush, just play with it until you really get it. Rush hour, la hora de la prisa, right? Rush, you say hora punta. Let's see, J.M. Hermosillo has taken a stab at today's Say What soundbite. And let's see, ladies and gentlemen, there's just two little problems. It's not perfect, but it is a great effort. Remember this. I'll give you another shot here. Remember, Eastern es algo del este. Easter, sin N, es Pascua. So you got the two words there, and then you're missing an iv. Pero as I said, J.M. Hermosilla, a wonderful, wonderful effort nonetheless. We'll see if anybody else gets it perfectly. If not, don't worry, because as always, we will take a look at it and we'll analyze what's been said. But remember that's a common mistake, in fact. I've heard it quite often. I've heard a lot of my students, al querer referirse a Pascua, they say Eastern. But no, Eastern is the opposite as Western. Remember, we talked about the Hudson River is on the on the western, tenía que pensar geografía, okay, no en inglés, is on the western side of New York. And on the eastern side, eso es Eastern. Quitamos la N, ya es Pascua. Right? So it's, acuérdate esta frase, J.M. Hermosilla, y muchos, no solo él. It's already Easter in the Eastern Hemisphere. Ya es Pascua en el hemisferio del occidente. No, occidente es the West. Del asiático, el oriente. Woo! We're getting into a geography lesson here. Why don't we turn things around and go into a section where things are light and fun and hopefully funny. It's time for Your Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch! Ouch! You get it? Ouch! He walked into the bar.
You're joking.
That's right, folks. That's right. You're joking. This is the section of the show where we learn English with humor. Now, I'll explain something. We put humor into the show the whole time. I always try and do it. You know, I always, even if it's corny, but I always try and keep my humor about me, no? Mantener ese humor. Because, well, I think that makes it more fun. Even if you're thinking, vaya, chiste, malo. Hey, my wife does it to me all the time. I'm used to it. I'm used to that face like, are you serious? That's not really funny. Well, you know what? I bet you guys wish you had, maybe one of these. Right? Don't you wish you had one of those and you could just play it every time I told a joke? All right, let's take a look at today's joke. Remember, this section is so easy. All you have to do is explain the joke to me and to your fellow classmates. All right, I get it, but obviously explain it to your fellow classmates. All right, here we go, my amigos. What is the Queen's favorite kind of precipitation? And, okay, I know what you're thinking, but she's dead. Not all of them. Leticia, let's just say Leticia, okay? Our Queen. What is the Queen's favorite kind of precipitation? Precipitation, things that fall from the sky, weather-wise, no? Hablando del tiempo. So what is the Queen's favorite kind of precipitation? Rain! Rain! No? All right, well, did you get it at least? All right, I know it's not a great joke, but I'm laughing. What is the Queen's favorite kind of participation? No. I urge your participation here in the precipitation. Me meto yo solo, eh? All right. Rain. Okay, J.M. Hermosillo, I like it. You took a shortcut here. But yes, this is the double meaning. J.M. Hermosillo says rain, lluvia, R-A-I-N, rain. But also rain, R-E-I-G-N, is reinado, reinar, reino. So the queen reigned in her kingdom. Her reign lasted 70 years. So eso puede ser su lluvia o su reinato, su mandato, su dominio. You get it now? What's the queen's favorite kind of precipitation? Oh, and look at Yolanda. Yolanda, excellent. Wow. We got to give Yolanda totally native. That's excellent, Yolanda. Yolanda's got a double joke for us there. And she says, hail. Excellent, Yolanda. Hail es granizo, pero también hail es ave. No, ave César. Hail Caesar. Yolanda. Wow. Excellent job. So that could be the king's. Let's do that. The queen's favorite precipitation is rain, and the king's is hail. Look at that. Thanks to our friend Yolanda, we got 2 jokes for the price of 1. Excellent job. I love it, as I said, when you guys are creative and you guys come up with your own jokes as well. It really adds a beautiful addition to our show here. But folks, we can't stay here too long. No way. We've got to move on to another section. Well, we got a party to get to, and well, we don't want to rush. Para usar esa palabra, no queremos ir con demasiado prisa. So let's go over there in time, in a timely fashion, as we say. It's time for famous birthday trivia. That's right, folks. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And can you believe it? We have less than 10, well, we have about 10 minutes left. But if we keep talking about how much time we have left, we will run out of time. Y apúntate esa, to run out of, quedarse sin. All right, well, here we go, amigos. Let's see if you know who these birthday boys and girls are. The first person was born in 1986, an American singer and actress. She portrayed, hizo el papel de, interpretó, Fiona Gallagher in the TV series Shameless. Sinvergüenza. I've been called that many times. She's also directed and produced. She was born and raised in New York City. Some other roles that she did a lot of work there. Like she was, for example, she was in the Metropolitan Opera, which is huge. But since most of you probably haven't seen that, I'm going to tell you what movie, because you've probably seen some of these movies. Genius in 1999, Songcatcher, one of my favorite, and it was her breakthrough role. She was just 16 years old at the time, and that was Mystic River in 2003. And then in 2004, she starred. That was her big starring role in the sci-fi film The Day After Tomorrow. Have you guys seen that? Well, even if you haven't seen it, I know you saw it in today's Name That Movie. That's right. And I mentioned her name, I believe. Yes, I did. I mentioned 3 actors that were in the movie, and I mentioned her name. So this is why it pays to pay attention. Vale la pena prestar atención. She's also well known for acting in the film Poseidon in 2006, Dragon Ball Evolution, Inside in 2011, Beautiful Creatures, Comet, and so much more. Number 2, this person was born in 1952, a Canadian drummer, songwriter, and producer. He passed away in 2020, and what a contribution he made to music. He was the founder and really the primary lyricist and drummer of the group Rush. You know the word Rush. We looked at the word Rush in today's Double Trouble. And they call him the Professor. And are you guys familiar with Rush? Do you know the group Rush? Oh my God. I can tell you a couple amazing songs to look up. Limelight, que es la farándula, candela, es el luz, okay? Limelight is a great song. Tom Sawyer, Closer to the Heart, so many songs. Just if I were you, I would just check out Rush Greatest Hits. And this guy was the drummer, singer. I mean, he was just, man, amazingly talented singer, drummer. Again, you don't get the name The Professor for just doing it haphazardly, por hacerlo al azar. So a genius from the group Rush, Canadian group. All right, and I was going to say last but not least, but obviously Lara, my daughter, we all know that one because you guys already wished her a happy birthday. But last on our list, she was born in 1981, and she has the same last name as the river that we were talking about. Remember, we talked about all those towns in New York on the river? What's the name of that river? Well, that's this woman's last name over here, okay? So, and where would you know her? Well, she's done it all. She's got the EGOT, the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award. She was named one of the most influential people in the world in the year 2020, and she was the finalist on the 3rd season of American Idol. She was in the musical Dreamgirls, where she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. She's been in Sex and the City, The Secret Life of Bees, Smash, Empire, The Color Purple, and she is amazingly talented. And looks like we've got a winner here, folks, somebody who's got all of our famous birthdays. Please give it up for your classmate, Chris Valro. All right, that's right. So 4 birthdays today. Number 1, my daughter, Lara. Number 2, actress Emmy Rossum. Number 3, because Lara's in there. Number 3, Neil Peart from Rush. And number 4, J. Hud, or Jennifer Hudson. And that'll bring us over to our Say What soundbite. This is J. Hud, Jennifer Hudson, and she's doing an interview around Easter. And what happens is she's asked about her Easter plans, and she answers. And this is what she says. She says, I didn't get to do too much. O sea, acaba de pasar Easter, del contexto, Pascua. I didn't get to do too much because I was so busy on the road. Estaba tan ocupada en la carretera. I was so busy on the road. Normally, I have like a big Easter gathering. ¿No? Normalmente tengo junto a la gente, una quedada, gathering, great word, because to gather es juntarse. So a gathering es una quedada. So normally I have like a big Easter gathering. We always celebrate. I give my son like a massive Easter party. And just be careful, J.M. Hermosia, I think you said a mass, que también tiene sentido, mass de misa. We go to mass, and then we have a massive, ¿ves? No sé ni pronunciarlo yo. We go to mass, and we have a massive Easter party. Easter sin N, como ya hemos visto. Well, let's hear it from J. Hud, the birthday girl.
I didn't get to do much because I've been so busy on the road, and normally I have like a big Easter gathering. We always celebrate. I give my son like a massive Easter party.
All right, there you go, folks, and it's time for our final section, Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name and thus, Thus. No this, thus. Dilo conmigo en voz alta. Thus, this is the final section of today's show. The good news. I'll be back tomorrow. You've got my buddies on the air all day long here on Vaughn Radio. So download the app, listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, you've got, if you're interested in courses, it's at grupovaughn.com, courses or any kind of information. If you're looking for materials or resources for self-study, just go on over to the vaughntienda.com. And if you're looking for the Disney collection, well, you got to get over to your local newsstand and get your hands on a copy of the first edition of the Disney Vaughn collection, Toy Story 4. Like everything we do here at Vaughn, and here personally as well, it's done with TLC, tender loving care, ese toque de amor, right? We put our heart and soul into it, es otra forma de decirlo. We put our heart and soul in it. Pronuncia esto conmigo. No tanto soul, no me preocupa, tanto que heart, our heart and soul. So thank you for putting your heart and soul into being excellent students, doing the work, and improving every single day. So keep up. Seriously. You know I wouldn't just say it, guys. Keep up the wonderful work. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of each other, and you should be proud of yourselves as well. All right, here's today's Name That Lyric. As always, we use movies, we use music, we use challenges, humor, a little bit of everything to practice our English. And this is where we use music. Y los hombres que están en los altos cargos. And the men who hold high places deberían ser los que empiezan. Must be the ones who start a moldear una nueva realidad, to mold a new reality, más cercano al corazón. You know how to pronounce heart. We just looked at it. Closer to the heart, closer to the heart. El herrero y el artista, the blacksmith and the artist, lo reflejan en su arte, reflect it in their art. Forjan su creatividad, they forge their creativity. Closer to the heart, closer to the heart. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got a winner. She nailed it. A nice round of applause for Chris Valrol. It's Rush. You knew it was coming. It's Rush, my amigos. And what a great song. If you haven't heard Rush before, think of this like your intro to Rush. Although, as I said, I gave you a couple good songs. Limelight. This was one of the ones I gave you, by the way. Remember I said before, I said, listen to Closer to the Heart. Listen to Limelight. Tom Sawyer is awesome. Tom, it's got, if you like good music and just an amazing voice, you're talking about Rush there. Ask your buddy Kyle Miller today on Drive Time what he thinks about Rush or any rock and roller. So, folks, I hate to rush, odio ir con prisa, but we've got to say goodbye. I want you guys to sing it with me. This is Rush, Closer to the Heart, más cercano al corazón. And as I said, you can Google the lyrics. That's the easiest thing to do. Google the lyrics, Closer to the Heart by Rush. And thank you so much for being here today and every day. Oh yeah. Sing it with me. Don't let me down. It's hard to sing. I'm going to go down a pitch here. The men who hold high places must be the ones who start to mold a new reality. Closer to the heart,